We're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our second segment. But before we do that, I'd like to ask you again to please like and follow the show. We do get a number of questions from viewers, so to ensure that your question does get read in the air, please use the link, gsmcpodcast.net. It really does help the show, and it really does mean a lot, so thank you so much for that. And let's get back into the show for today. All right, so we're going into our second segment here, which is going to be talking about the 11 to 20 portions of my Friday Power Rankings. Do this every day at the end of the week, and just give my overall thoughts on the landscape of the game right now. So starting off at number 11 here, we have a bit of a surprise, the newly over 500 San Diego Padres. Now, the Padres have done very well as of recently, and I've really been impressed by them. The Luis Arias trade has really ignited that offense, especially with the Xander Bogaerts injury. So I think they've done really, really well, and I really like what this team has going for them. I think this lineup is really fantastic. You have guys like Jake Cronenworth, Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, Ha-Seong Kim, the aforementioned Arias, Jerickson Profar, who's been one of the biggest surprises all year, Jackson Merrill. That outfield has really been killer with Merrill, Tatis, and Profar, all having really fantastic seasons there. The pitching rotation, while isn't great, still has some ability there left. Of course, Yu Darvish and Joe Musker over there, who are on and off the IL all year, but still have a lot of talent. Matt Waldron's been a very solid five-starter. With that knuckleball of his. Dylan Cease has been a great trade since coming over from Chicago. And Michael King, while he hasn't been exactly what you expected after coming over in the Juan Soto trade, still been a very quality starting pitcher and a guy that you could trust when he goes out there on the mound and shows great stuff. So I think that this Padres team has really surprised me over the past few weeks and have done very, very well. And I decided it was time to move them up here to number 11. I was very close to putting them in my top 10, but they just missed out. But I still like a lot of what's going for them right now. I still think they're a really good team, and I like the roster right now. At number 12, I have the Boston Red Sox. Boston has been one of the more surprising teams this entire year, with us not expecting much as baseball fans from them after a lackluster offseason. But to their credit, the pitching staff that's already been built there has done really, really well with some of their young arms performing pretty well. They have been hit hard with injuries, with guys like Garrett Whitlock and Tristan Casas going down. But there's still a lot to like about this team. There's still a lot of talent here, especially Rafael Devers. Tyler O'Neill has done well as well. Kenley Jansen's a good back-end reliever. So a lot to like about this Red Sox team, but injuries have hurt them a little bit. And that is definitely a narrative going into the rest of the year that I'll be watching and definitely will be seeing as it does go forward. 13 here, I have the Chicago Cubs. I like this Cubs team a lot. I know I put them a little higher than the record has said for a few times now, but I still like what they bring to the table as a team. I still think that as a team they are very, very good. I think the pitching rotation is very, very good with Jameson Taillon, Justin Steele, Shota Imanaga as really good pitchers, Ben Brown and Javier Assad, both these younger players that I do like as well in that rotation. Ben Brown did get hurt today, so we're waiting on an update for that, how long he's going to be out. I believe it's a neck injury, so it shouldn't be that long, but still is something that will get him out for a little bit. But overall, I love the rotation they have here. The bullpen does need some work, but Hector Neris and Adbert Alzolay are still really good back-end pieces. You also have Cody Bellinger in the lineup, Seiya Suzuki, Nico Horner, Dansby Swanson, Ian Happ. So still a lot to like in this lineup here as well. You do need help at catcher desperately. I think you have the worst catching situation in the entire big leagues by far. Yan Gomes and Miguel Amaya, those are two bad players hitting for you, so definitely need to work on that. But overall, I still think there's a lot to like about this Cubs team. Still a lot of talent here, and I do have them at number 13, even though their record might say they're a little worse. Number 14, I have the Texas Rangers. I really like this Rangers team still. There's still a lot of great talent here. I mean, you still have some great starting pitchers on this team that are on the injured list, like Scherzer, like DeGrom, who you're getting back sooner rather than later, which will definitely be big reinforcements. Of course, you also have the lineup, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien. Those guys are really, really great. So I think that overall there's a lot of talent on this Rangers team. They've just been hit hard by injuries, especially, not only with the pitching staff, but Josh Young as well, being out for a significant portion of the season with an injury. So, there's a lot to like about this team, but again, the injuries have kind of held them back to their full potential. And I think once they get these guys back, whenever that is, they're going to do really, really well. And very excited to watch them and very excited to see what does happen. Number 15 here, I have a team that I've grown a little fonder of as the season has gone on, the San Francisco Giants. Now, the Giants were a team I was pretty hard on the entire year. I didn't think that they really possessed a lot to like as of right now. Their pitching staff is mainly on the injured list, and it really didn't help out. So, really didn't help out them. So I thought that was a big negative there as well. The offense, though, has pretty much surprised me. Before I talked about how I really didn't like their offense whatsoever. Still the case, but I think that there is still a little more pieces to enjoy here as a Giants fan or just a fan of baseball. There's a lot more guys that have done better recently, including catcher Patrick Bailey, who's gone off the injured list and has been a very important piece to this Giants team. So he's been good. You also have still some talented players like Monk Conforto, Wilmer Flores, Lamont Wade. However they are performing, they're still really good. Jorge Soler, it's definitely been a disappointment for you guys. Jung-Hoo Lee is out for the season, so that's really sad. But overall, this Giants offense is still talented. Once they get it going and once this pitching staff gets healthy, I think they could be pretty scary. And I'll definitely be watching out for that. And I think there's a lot of talent still left here on this team. Number 16, I have the St. Louis Cardinals. I like this Cardinals team a lot more than I did a few weeks ago. I've moved up into second in the NL Central and have done really much better as of recently. Before you had your stars really underperforming like Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. Well, they still haven't been great. Both have done very solid, and both have been better than before, so they've been pretty good. So that's a big positive. Pitching rotation isn't great with Sonny Gray pitching really well, though. After that, you don't have much. I mean, Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson are both pieces who have pitched well for you so far, but they are bound to regress at some point, and that'll really hit you hard. And even after them, there's really not much with Miles Michaelis and Steven Matz not even being MLB players at this point. So there's still a lot of flaws in this Cardinals team, but I liked them a lot better than I did a few weeks ago, and I do have them moved up here to number 16. Number 17, I have another NL Central team, the Cincinnati Reds. Now, the Reds were a team I was very high on before the season, but have not done great and have really disappointed me. Overall, with the Reds, I think that they've really just been hit hard by injuries. Noelvi Marte, who was suspended before the year, who was supposed to be their starting third baseman, is coming back. So that should be a nice addition for them. But right when you get someone, you lose two, with Christian Encarnacion Strand and Brandon Williamson both probably being out for the year with surgery. So that's just another negative there. Matt McClain is still out for a long time. So I debated putting them a little lower, but I thought just with the talent they have, with Noelvi Marte coming back, with the potential of their pitching staff getting healthy, I still do like them, and I still am excited to see what does happen with them this year. But yeah, been very disappointing, and it really seems like next year is going to be their year with all the underperformance of this year. Number 18 here, I have the Arizona Diamondbacks, who have done better as of recently, and there's still a lot of talent left in this team, just really been hit hard by injuries with the pitching department. Jordan Montgomery has not been great for you. Merrill Kelly got hurt early, which really, really hurt. Eduardo Rodriguez, again, same thing as Merrill Kelly, so really got hit hard by the pitching injuries, but still Montgomery has the talent to do well. You have a great hitting core with Gabriel Moreno, Ketel Marte, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Christian Walker, Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas. Corbin Carroll really needs to get it going, though, so yeah, I like this Diamondbacks team still a lot, just really have underperformed because of injuries and underperformance, so yeah, hoping they can do better soon, and really rooting for them because they're an exciting team when they're good. Number 19, I have the Detroit Tigers. Tigers still have a lot of talent here. Pitching staff is very good with Jack Flaherty, Kenta Maeda, Reese Olson, Tarek Skubal, who's amazing. Casey Mize is solid as well, so a lot to like about their pitching rotation. Lineup hasn't been great, especially with the underperformance of some of your younger guys like Parker Meadows and Spencer Torkelson, who are supposed to be big pieces for your team. After that, Javi Baez is still horrible. You have Colt Keith, who's not been doing great, and Riley Green, who's pretty good, but other than him, you don't have much. So your offense just needs to get better. Simply put, your young players need to perform, and if they don't, you got to trade for a bat at the deadline if you want to compete. But it seems like next year is mainly their year, so we'll be talking about them there. But yeah, just really sad with how much their young players have underperformed. Number 20 here, I have the Pittsburgh Pirates. Finishing out this section here, I thought I would have the Pirates a little bit higher, but when I actually made the list, I decided that they wouldn't be because I just thought teams were better. But I still like this Pirates team a lot. I mean, again, that rotation of Keller, Skeens, and Jones has been really, really fantastic. And after that, as well, you have the lineup who has some pieces shining through right now. Andrew McCutchen's been pretty solid. And after that, Brian Reynolds has been really great. So some other young pieces as well that really performed. So Still a lot to like about this Pirates team, especially with that rotation, especially as Skeens performed, but still some question marks I have about them, and that is why I did have them at number 20, but still like them a lot, and still think they're a pretty good team. So that was it for our second segment here, talking about our 11 to 20 power rankings. Just recapping it again. Number 11, I had the San Diego Padres. Number 12, Boston Red Sox. 13, Chicago Cubs. 14, Texas Rangers. 15, San Francisco Giants. 16, St. Louis Cardinals. 17, Cincinnati Reds. 18, Arizona Diamondbacks. 19, Detroit Tigers. 20, Pittsburgh Pirates. So that was it. If you are watching on YouTube, there's a video here for you to watch. And there's a video there for you to watch if you want to check out more of my content. But going back to the live stream now, we'll be going into our third segment, which is the third part of this power rankings, 21 to 30. So yeah, we'll be going into our break, and we'll see you after that. So thanks and bye.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network.